This is TWiT.
Let's start off with a device that's been out for a while. In a way is a trendsetter in the Chinese market, and one that heavily inspires other products that then come to market after that. So this is the Xiaomi Mi 6. It's Xiaomi's flagship product for 2017. It's been out for a few months now, but the hardware is very, very pretty. It's 2 parts of glass.
I was just noticing.
It is really nice.
It's curved glass with curved edges at the back. It has a dual camera. This dual camera with dual flash is the similar setup to the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So it's a color RGB sensor and a telephoto RGB sensor. So it has similar behavior to what you'd see maybe in a fruity iPhone 7S Plus or 8, or the Note 8. It has a very good front-facing camera, and for a 5.15-inch device with full HD resolution, it has relatively small bezels, and it's a lovely device to use. Now, the real bargain you're getting with this phone for about £350 or $400, depending on which site you import it from, is it has 6 gigabytes of RAM and a Snapdragon 835 chipset. So exactly the same internal specifications as the Note 8. It's USB Type-C for charging, and Xiaomi have very courageously decided not to put a 3.5mm audio jack in it.
So courageous.
But it does have an infrared blaster.
Oh, so you can control the TV with it.
Yep. You can be sitting in a hotel lobby or an airport lounge and decide that you want to change channel and go ahead and do that with this. It's also water and dust splash resistant. It's not fully waterproof, but it will take the odd splash and handle that. And so this is a very, very nice device. Xiaomi's Android distribution, MIUI, has matured very, very nicely. It's arguably very iOS-like. It doesn't have an app drawer in its native launcher, but it's very well thought out, very polished operating system. And the home button is also your ultrasonic fingerprint scanner.
Ultrasonic?
What does that mean?
It means they're essentially running low-level vibrations across the glass of the button, which makes it much faster and more accurate.
Okay.
And below the screen, on the right, you have a back button, and on the left, you have a task switcher. We were mentioning this when we were speaking about the Xiaomi A1 Android One device that has that configuration of buttons under the screen. That's something Xiaomi does, pretty much how Samsung did until not long ago, before it gave users the option to change that with on-screen buttons from the Samsung S8 onwards. So you're getting a lot of smartphone with a very, very capable chipset and a 3,350 milliamp hour battery for about $400. So this is Xiaomi's flagship.
400.
You're getting a lot of phone and a very nice phone.
This phone feels really nice, I have to say.
It looks like a little note or a little Galaxy.
A little note.
And all those little curves. I mean, not like a little note. Maybe.
No, but I see what you mean. Kind of like the.
It's with that curved back.
Yeah.
It's very hip.
So
style.
It's a fingerprint magnet.
Aren't they all?
Especially
especially if it's glass back, which, you know, I saw some groans in the chat room about glass back, because if it's glass back, I think that's just there's a durability aspect to it, that it looks really nice and feels really nice. You just better be dang sure that you're treating it right. Otherwise, does it ever do the slide across the table? And
yes, it does on both sides, so front and back.
Yeah, this table's pretty even or flat, it seems like.
Well, that's good.
But I would say I take it as
there's no safe way to set this down. Apparently,
I take that fragility as a positive thing. It's an excuse to buy more crocodile cases.
Of course you do.
Do you know if it supports any US bands?
It does support 3G on AT&T and T-Mobile. It does not support 4G bands from either of those operators. So sadly, if you're in the US, there's not much use in getting one if you want to use 4G. So very nice device. If you're traveling internationally, it might be better value for you. But in Europe, it works on most networks. In Asia, it works on most networks. For $400, it's a very, very good device. As I said, the Snapdragon 835 We all know how great it is from the S8s and the LG V30. With a 1080p screen, it's very power efficient too. So I get more than a day's battery life out of that small 5-inch phone, which is a challenge to most phones in that category. It'll be interesting to see how the Pixel 2, with the same screen resolution, much smaller battery, performs in battery life compared to the Xiaomi Mi 6.
Yes.
It's a really nice phone.
It's a very well built, shiny device.
I was super stoked when I saw that you had this, just because I mean I had ordered the Xiaomi, was it the Mi 3 or the Mi 4 quite a few years ago, and that's really the only like flagship Xiaomi phone that I've had spent any considerable amount of time with. But for its time, it was actually very impressive. But this always looked really nice online. And it's just another thing to see it in person. It feels really nice. Yeah. Very nice phone.